Well, ever-changing technology is a sign of the times. Our education systems need, though, to adjust and adopt in order to keep up. That means that the latest technologies like 24/7 access to information need to be available to students in order for them to compete globally in the 21st century. And so this morning, we're going to show you how one company is making sure that our schools keep pace with the latest information trends. Joining us is Sean Covell, a Vice President in Qualcomm's Government Affairs Organization. Sean, good morning to you.
Good morning, Danielle. It's great to be here.
So let's talk about technology in the classroom because, you know, everybody, even elementary school students, have access to laptops in the classroom. But what you're talking about here is taking that one step further, right?
Yes, Danielle, Qualcomm created the Wireless Reach Initiative, which uses wireless technology to improve people's lives. And one of our key areas of focus is education. Now, as you said, increasingly students have access to computers in the classroom. But what we know is an overwhelming majority of students have access to cell phones. In fact, I don't know if you knew, but 75% of students ages 12 to 17 have access to a cell phone.
I didn't know that.
So we think cell phones provide a tremendous opportunity to improve education.
You know, but here's what I think when I think cell phone, especially, Sean, I have to tell you, a cell phone in the classroom. I'm thinking they're going to be texting, they're going to be playing games. They're not going to be actually using it for education. I mean, I think that perhaps couldn't it be like a distraction or even a hazard in the classroom?
We understand that concern, Danielle, but what we've found is actually the cell phones are providing 24/7 access to students' learning communities. So through instant messaging, blogging, videotaping, students are actually able to collaborate more and learn from one another. We have a great story of a student who videotaped herself solving an algebra problem. She posted it on the site. Another student was able to access that blog and learn how to solve the problem. And we're hearing stories like this and many more from a project that Qualcomm funded in North Carolina called Project Connect.
Oh, tell me a little bit more about Project Connect.
Sure. It's a wireless reach program in North Carolina schools, and it's designed to improve math and science skills. And what we did is we gave 150 students smartphones that provide them a common platform to learn from one another and collaborate, and for teachers to evaluate their work. And the best thing that's come out of it is the ability for the students to learn from one another. So imagine the shy student who is afraid to raise her hand. She now feels comfortable working with her peers on problems. The student who gets the material is learning it better because now he is teaching his peers. And the teachers just love this because the students are more engaged.
Well, we wanted to see how this works. And so what we did was we wanted to see what Qualcomm is doing with their Connect program in Southwest High School in North Carolina. By the way, that's our host, Beth Troutman's home state. And so we sent her right there on location to check it out. Let's go ahead and take a look. Take it away, Beth.
Thanks, Danielle. Now, you just heard Sean say that mobile devices are an important part of every young person's life. So I came here to Southwest High School in Jacksonville, North Carolina to see this technology in the classroom firsthand and learn a little bit more about it. Take a look.
Explain here how you went about getting the equation and then finding that 19.93. That's what goes in the box.
Dr. Spencer, tell me why this initiative was important to you.
One of the major factors we looked at involved getting our students more engaged in mathematics and science and having them explore upper level mathematics classes, which is not something that they had historically been doing. The other big component was the access that students were going to have. Living in a rural community, all of our students do not have access to internet services. And we really wanted to level the playing field. We wanted all of our students to have those opportunities.
Now, you're a principal at one of these schools. How has this changed your approach to education?
One of the things that we found when we started the whole process was that the students have the phones, the students have the materials in their hands on a day-to-day basis. Let's try and connect that with the technology. Let's do that with the internet. Let's do that with some collaboration.
I had Algebra 1 previously without the phone, and it was pretty decent for me, but I didn't really like it because I'm never a strong math student. But when I got into Geometry Honors, it really stepped up my enthusiasm for it because I always knew that, oh, I can ask Miss Cleaver this or ask my classmate that. So it really helped me out a lot.
Well, from the beginning, I realized that these students knew more about this phone than I did. And so I had to accept the fact that they were going to have to also teach me as we went through this process.
Well, I've always been a little different as far as, to want to use technology or be out of the box. Standing in front of the board, lecturing all the time, that does wear on the students as well as wear on the teacher. So anything that's different, anything that the students will buy into that are familiar with, I was all in favor of doing that.
So we've basically heard everybody say that this technology is not only great for the classroom, but for home as well. So we came to the house of Taylor Scott. She's one of the local students. Come on in. So I'm excited to learn about this. Show me this device that you bring home to do your homework on.
Well, it's a smartphone, and it has lots of different capabilities like video, and we have internet access on it as well. And most of the time what we do for homework is I'll write down a math problem on my paper and write all the steps out. Then I'll write it on this bigger piece of paper in red so they can see it better. I'll video myself explaining the video, and then I'll post it to a blog.
How has this changed school for you?
It's helped me understand stuff better, because normally when I did my homework and I didn't understand, I'd just be like, oh, just skip that one, put a question mark. But now I can actually, go on there and ask other people, how do you do this? And then I'll have all the answers instead of just some answers and question marks.
There you have it, Danielle. Education in the 21st century at its finest. Don't you wish we had these devices when we were in school? I probably would have wanted to do my homework.
Aw, no, Beth, I know you were an A student, A in class. We'll talk about that later. But it really does seem like an amazing thing that you're doing to try to help young people, and I guess that is the point.
Thank you, Danielle. It is. In fact, for 2 years, we analyzed 2 algebra classes in North Carolina. One in Project Connect and one not. And what we found is the students in Project Connect increased their algebra proficiency by 30%. So I'd like to encourage your viewers to look at our website and see other programs we're doing that use technology in the classroom. And I'd also encourage parents to talk to the schools in their communities about how technology is being used in the classroom, because we believe cell phones are a vital tool to educating this country's next generation of leaders.
All right, you've got me convinced. More than just for texting and playing games, and this really is a great program, and thank you so much for sharing it with us on the show this morning.
Thank you, Danielle.
All right, and if you want to learn more about Qualcomm and the Connect program, just check out their website. It is qualcomm.com.